Hello, Burton Warner here. In the first video, I just showed how I get my guitar tone, and we put down a part of a track that came up with an idea for that today we're going to turn into the rest of the song. So first of all, I'll add in the drums, and then after I add the drums, we'll add the drum part for the second, maybe the chorus or verse, whichever it turns out to be. And then we'll actually come up with a guitar part for that, and then we'll put bass to it all. So again, first step is going to be add the drums. And the way we do that is we go to the new track area, right click, and we're going to add a virtual instrument on a new track. And by typing in EZ, it comes up with Easy Drummer, which is Easy Drummer 2 by Toontracks. That's what I like using for the drums, and I actually purchased a couple of their MIDI packs, and I'll show you what those give us in a little bit. Actually, you know what? We're going to add a drum bus first. Remember I talked about a bus? Let's do the drum bus. And then we'll add the Easy Drummer. Virtual instrument, Easy. You do that just by typing in Easy here in the search. When it pops up for the routing confirmation, I'm going to say yes. And basically what this is doing is it will route each of the microphones for the drum kit into a separate track. Okay. So this brings up the drum kit, and I've actually got a MIDI keyboard set up here to where I can control the drums using the keyboard. I am going to switch over to this metal drum, and I'm going to do the basic. Whether I do basic or original mix or whatever I do actually changes the miking and the number of drums in the drum kit. We're just going to use a basic kit today. And you see the picture changes, so, and actually the sounds change as well. All right, so let's put this away for a second. I am going to go through and make all of these part of the drum bus by clicking the plus sign right here. And you see they all become indented. And right now, the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these tracks, and we're going to set the color. So it makes it easier. I kind of like a purplish purple. So now you can see with my guitar tracks in green and the drums in purple, makes it kind of easy to see. Now, there's a pretty easy way to use Easy Drummer. And basically, what I do is I click on this search, and I'll do tap to find. And it'll use the tempo that I've set up already in the DAW. I'm not going to do this just yet, so I'll cancel that. I'm going to listen to what we've got so far and just kind of come up with some drum ideas, and then I'll tap that in, and then we'll use that to find the MIDI tracks. I purchased a couple of MIDI packs. So these MIDI packs are actual real drummers drumming on electronic drum kits most of the time, I think. And they actually capture the MIDI from it. So you get all the dynamics. You get the real human feel. You get the imperfections that a real drummer has compared to a drum machine. So again, I'm going to listen once more, and then we're going to come up with a drum beat for this part. Okay, I'm actually hearing a pretty steady bass drum. So it's go back to the search, tap define. Let's go to 16th on the quantize. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then basically snares on 2 and 4. This is a real simple drum beat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click show results. And then this gives us a whole bunch of different options to use, and you can test them by pushing this little play button. So we'll listen to that first one. I like that one better. Let's try another one. Yeah, it's got the ride. Okay. Like this chorus number 3 with the ride signal. So I'm just going to move this over so I can drag and drop it. Actually, let me do it like this so you can see it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this over to the 4th beat of this track right here. Right now, all of the sound is coming out of this track. And this is the Easy Drummer program. So we're going to drag it there over to the 4th beat because we'll get a 4 count coming in that way. So let's listen to this. All right, I like it. Let's go ahead and drag in another part to that. Oh, let's listen to that again. You can probably hear my guitars are a little bit out of time in certain places. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to re-record that, the guitar track. But I like the drum beat. I like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. You see, I use that chord 3. And I'm going to copy in this next piece, this chorus 10, for the next part. So let's go ahead, everything. Stop that demo. And I'm going to drag that in right behind, because I think that's going to be our next drum part. So let's drag that in a couple times. Trying to work all of this onto one screen. There we go. Let's do it that way. So now we've got a drum track for the second part of our song. We'll call this a chorus, and then the second part would be a verse. So let's go ahead and okay, I'm going to get set up and do the guitar part over. It is a little bit of out of time. I mean, I was just playing to the click track before, and the drum I just put in has more of a feel to it too. So that'll get me a little bit different inflection on my playing. All right, just picking a pick here. So let's arm those tracks, disarm this one. All right, sorry, I had to power up my bento power that goes to my direct box. All right, just had to remember the part. So I am going to actually delete these two. One of the beauties of Reaper is it doesn't really delete them. They're still back there. I could recover them if I wanted to. But in this case, I don't think we're ever going to need those. So let's record both again, like I did in it originally. And then I'll go back and do a separate take on the second one so you get that fuller sound. Okay, let me open up the amp here too. I'm going to make sure I'm in tune. It's very important. You always got to check. Yeah, see, I'm a little bit sharp. Now, you may not have noticed, but I'm doing this song in drop D. So it's the same as a standard E tuning, except my low E string is tuned down to D. All right, we got a tune. All right, one more take here. All right, that's all I'm going to do for now. We'll come up with the second part there in a little bit. Like I did last time, I'm going to turn off... Oh, let's go ahead and save this. Push the stop button. Save. I'm going to turn off record on the one track. I'm going to delete the other track. We're going to do it again. Same piece. Save that. Let's listen back. See how it sounds. All right, and it's pretty critical. Basically, your tone and your sound is going to be based on the performance, right? The performance and the tone and everything you get. So you want it to sound good. If anything isn't right, like I just did, I just deleted those tracks and redid them. If anything isn't right, you need to try to make it right before you move ahead. Now that we got the drum tracks down, the part goes a lot better with that particular drum track. And later on, we'll be adding in bass as well. So we'll write a bass part that complements. All right, so we've got the two drum parts already. So I am going to kind of jam along with this. I'm going to come up with some ideas for the second part. Since I got the guitar out and ready anyway, let's activate both. Kind of goes into more of a swing style on that second piece of the drums. Okay, that sounds pretty good to me with just that little bit. It's a pretty basic part. Let's try it one more time. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's not COVID, I promise. You know what? I am going to go ahead and record that second part. So, let me turn it down for a second. To do that, I'm going to punch in and just record this piece. So to punch in, I talked about it in the last video a little bit, this record button. Right now, if I right-click on it, it's in standard record mode. So I'm going to put it into record mode time select auto punch. And what that does is this little time selection I put up here, it's only going to record for that. So I'm going to play along with the first part, and then I'll actually be recording on the second part. So let's give that a shot. Click the record button. me delete all that because I forgot to turn up the volume on my guitar. There we go. Now it's up. Let's try that again. All right. And the record button didn't work. Now you see some of the stuff that you kind of go through that you got to pay attention to because I did not notice that. So it did not record. Let's try it again. Oh, it went off again. There, it's armed now. I like that. Just give up the second part accidentally. That was off. I went into the part a little too soon. Delete all. Okay. And let's go back and do it again. All right, I already know I don't like that take, so I'm going to delete it, and we're going to go again. There's a bit of repetition here, and there's a bit of, I don't want to say tedium, but this is another part to bring up. I heard a very complimentary part that I accidentally played as I was playing with the first part. It's... first part, same. Instead of one part goes like that, and this time I was playing, which adds in very nicely. So I'll probably go back and do another pair of guitar tracks, a second rhythm guitar, and we'll add that in. Plus, that'll make it, instead of double tracked, it'll make it quad tracked. So what we can do with that piece is, instead of just hard panning left and right, we could probably do about 3/4 left on one and about 3/4 right on the other. And it just really fills out the sound that much more. So we'll be adding that in. But for right now, I'm going to go back and record this part. All right, delete all. Go again. Take 17. All right, I think that was a take. Save all. And again, I'm going to do a couple things here. One, you see how it's got the multiple takes. I'm actually going to go in, we're going to cut this track, and then we're going to make that the only take. So we'll do a split, which is an S. It actually had them both selected. Interesting. Select this one. All right, you see how I deleted both? I'm going to do a Control Z. Still deleting them both. Why is that? It's almost like they're grouped. Control Z again. All right, well, I'm going to do the other part first then. Basically, I'm going to select this take, and I'm going to right click and go to take, and I'm going to crop to active take. That makes it the only take. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Take, crop to active take. So now the blank piece is missing. Let's do this one too. Take. And we're going to delete this anyway. So we're going to delete both of these pieces and re-record it. To get that fuller sound, again, like I talked about, disarm the recording on that track. I'm not going to start at the very beginning with this. I'm just going to start right about here. And again, this is going to record by punch-in based on time selection, which the time is still selected up there at the top. You can see that bracket. Oop, just accidentally changed it back. I leave snap to, which is this little magnet sign. I leave that a lot of the time. Sometimes I take it off to do things, but I always put it back because that snap to makes things go faster. All right, so we got the time selected again. Let's pick a spot to start and record. Right, I heard a couple of little errors there. I'm going to do that one again. Delete all. Record. Oh, my start head was in the wrong place. Delete all. My play head. Put it back over here. Start it up again. Okay. I like it. I think that's going to be a take, stop, and save. Let's do a quick playback of the whole thing so far. Oh, there was a split there. I didn't realize. Take, crop to active take, crop to active take. All right. So we're going to listen back through. Then we're going to put this first part, we're going to copy it and paste it into afterwards. So it'll repeat. All right, I like it. I'm going to save that. And then let's go ahead. I'm going to select those. I'm going to glue them back together. I don't like having them split like that, especially since I'm about to start copying and pasting. So I'm going to glue those two, Control, select both of those, and I'm going to right click and glue those two as well. All right, so copy and paste is pretty cool. Sometimes I'll go through and just re-record the same tracks because the sound is going to be the same. Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll just copy and paste. So for right now, if we decide to, we'll go ahead and re-record. But for right now, I am going to copy and paste. So what I did is I did the time selection. I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy selected area of items. Okay, that was cut. Control Z. Copy selected area. All right. Then I'm going to move the playhead over here to the end. And I'm just going to do a Control V. Actually, I'm going to do Control V twice. So we'll do Z, Control Z. We'll delete the last action. So we got that. Let's go ahead and do this one. Copy selected area of items. Highlight here. And Control V one time. And we're going to do the same thing with the drums. Excellent. Messed up my time selection. Copy selected area of items. Again, I did cut. Control Z. Copy. Control V to paste. Control V again, because that's the same part. So I'm going to show you this real quick. We're going to play through it. So you can see what I just did. Or hear it. All right, so going to do a little bit more copy and paste. I'm going to do this, the chorus section here, or the verse section. And again, you see it's actually in two pieces. I'm going to glue it, select, or control, select each one, right click and glue. Same on this. Actually, it's all the same piece there, only this one was split. So I'm going to change my time selection. We're going to copy and paste that section, one track at a time. I like this one, right select, copy selected area, play it to the end and paste. Now, I don't know why I keep accidentally clicking cut. Copy. And now we'll do the same with the drums. Actually, I'm just going to copy one of them. It's copy item. Then we'll paste it in twice. Control V, Control V. So now what we've done is we've got two pieces of each, a chorus and verse, two choruses, two verses. And probably going to leave it at that for simplification. Can't afford this video to be taking 2 hours, so I think we are good for the guitar parts at this point. So what I am going to do is I'm going to switch over to the bass, get her tuned up, and then we are going to write the bass part and record it. Now with bass, I like to do something different. You really only need one bass part, one track, and you can hear it's still, right now it's going through that, which that sounds pretty good. We might just use that as one of the bass pieces. So let's go ahead. I'm going to minimize these right now just for the time being, and I'm going to insert new multiple tracks, and I'm going to insert 4 tracks. We're going to call it bass. And the reason I'm going to insert 4 is the first one is actually going to be a bass bus. Then the other 3, basically I'm going to split the frequencies into 3 different sections, a low, mid, and high, and we're going to handle each of those differently. So let's go ahead and set the track color. Kind of like this golden color for the bass. Since this is going to be the bass bus, let's call it bass bus. I'm going to make it a bus by hitting this plus sign. And you notice how that did the drums too. We do not want the drums as part of that. So let's go ahead and cut these. Cut. It's a cut. Move, duplicate. Okay, we're just going to remove. We'll do it again. You see how it accidentally created? Oh, it just highlighted. Okay, we're good. It did accidentally create it there, so I'm just going to drag this track to the very end and over to the left so that it's no longer a bus, or part of that bus, part of the drum bus. And now we're going to do 3 more tracks this time. And let's set the color. And the first one is bass bus. And that's so we can control the overall volume and or overall tone of the other three combined. So the first one here is going to be bass low. This one's going to be bass middle. And this one will be high. Make those part of the bus. Just keep in mind, if you're hitting that plus sign, everything below it is going to actually add to that bus. So that's how I accidentally, added the drums to the bass bus. Don't want that. So let's arm these tracks. Now in bass, you don't want like a stereo effect. You want a left and you don't want a left and a right. You want the bass down the center. So basically what I'm going to end up doing here is recording all three at the same time and then doing my effects with them. So I'm going to leave everything the way it is right now, and we're going to play through while we come up with and write the bass line. Let's get a quick tune on this. I tell you what, I like what I heard for the highs when we were accidentally going through the guitar track. So going to kind of match that. So what was it? AMS. Oops. AV. I'm forgetting the name of my plugin. It's by Audio Assault, so we'll type that in. There we go, AVH. Actually, if we're going to use that, we need some noise reduction. Let's put a noise katana in there. top. There we go. We'll deal with that later. I just really am using this at the moment to get the tuner. It's already in tune. Never hurts to check, though. Always tune more in case you need it than less. So let's go ahead and play back and play through again while kind of solidify the bass line. Kind of like it. Let's go ahead and play through one more time, and then we'll do some recording. All right, and if you notice, the bass is kind of loud right now. It's just because I'm writing the piece and we're about to record it. in the final mix, it won't be quite that pronounced and in your face, and it'll be sounding better because it's just a real rough sound right now. Try again. Two things. One, I have the record set wrong, so it was to the time selection punch in. So let's change that to record mode normal. And then the other piece was, it just isn't quite fitting in the verse part. So still kind of playing with that, but let's try another recording. Nope, I like the doom, 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 doom better. Now, some people like to actually record these in separate pieces and do a bass part on each piece, put them together later. I'm going to try to go through it, though. All right, let's stick with that for a minute. Kind of like the contrasting the swing versus the straight in that verse part. Let's save all of that. And you can see we got multiple tracks there. Let's go ahead and crop to active take for all of those. Okay, crop to active. I don't know if this is going to be the final take, but we'll see. All right. I'm going to disarm board. I'm going to do a playback. All right, I already noticed you get a little bit out of sync here. And coming into the second part, kind of skipped a beat. So what I'm going to do is we're going to punch in on these parts. See if we can clean that up without having to re-record the whole thing. So I switched the record mode back. I set up my time selection, and let's give it a shot. Oh, I got to rearm the tracks. Save those. Actually, popped active take again, because that first part definitely wasn't the main part. Let's try this. Cropped active take. Was a hotkey take? Cropped active take was Alt Shift T. Let's try that. I like that one. Volume's down. Alt Shift T. Nope. Okay. I did something wrong there. Not going to delete. A cropped active take. A cropped active take. All right, can listen back through. Make sure that part is good now. her to flub up right about here. All right, it got off a little bit. Right there. Right there is where it kind of skipped a beat. So I am going to set up a time selection. Right around it. And we're going to go ahead and record again. You know, I just realized I'm making my life a lot harder. I'm going to deselect 2 of these because we're going to end up using the same track on all of them. So I'm just going to record 1 instead of 3. And when I get the take right, then I'll go ahead and paste it into each of them. So with that time selection, let's set up right about here. The record is already set for punch in. Stop and delete. Just undo this, Control Z. There we go. All right, let's push record again. Let's go fix that little flub up. Okay, I like it. Stop, save. So again, we're going to do active take on this one. This one. And active this one. Because I did that dub in the middle, it added the other takes. All right, so now I'm going to glue all this together. I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to copy and paste it to the other tracks. All right, I've selected them all with the Control key, right click, and glue. And now we're going to right click and copy items. We're going to put our playhead back to the beginning. We're going to paste. Paste. So again, we've got the same track for each. Control Z. Wow. Actually paste it over itself. Control V. Control V again. Now all 3 bass parts have the exact same tracks underneath them. This video has been getting kind of long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop it now, and we'll put this one up, and then I will do the rest of it in another video, which will be all the mix downs, the bass tone. We'll get the drums mixed down, because right now they're just coming out of the one stereo track. So we'll get it coming down so we can mix the different drums, drum mics appropriately, put a little bit of effects on, like the snare, that type of thing. And we'll keep moving. Hope you enjoyed. Remember, like, subscribe, comment. If you got any questions, feel free to ask them. And I'll be happy to answer what I can answer. Hope you have a great day.